Hello guys, Nixie. Sort of late at night. I'm just playing around with the Kacher setup here. It's running on 12 volts. That's the Kacher. And it's the same old Kacher I've always had. It's connected to the grenade, and the grenade is it's all hooked up, but I still need the voltage regulator for here, which I'm waiting for. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you something. Maybe Jeg might take some interest in this, because I played around with the Dr. Stifler stuff for a while. And so I made this diode loop, which consists of this LED bulb. It's an 8-watt AC bulb. And it's got the diode bridge connected to it, a little capacitor there, and connected to my ground line, which is this big thick red line going off here. So I wanted to show you what it does, because supposedly there's a current that runs through here and activates these switching diodes, 4148s, and supposedly creates its own power through there somehow, with amperage or whatever it is. So just want to turn this on. I'm going to turn this other light off just for now so that you can get a better idea. I'm going to turn the Kacher on, and this is the light. It's pretty bright. It's real bright. I mean, I could probably add a couple more onto it, because these things only draw, they might draw 50 milliamps or 100 milliamps or 150 milliamps, but I doubt it's any more than that. The thing is really bright. It's really hard to see it, but it's quite bright. It's usable. It's a usable light. So that's what I always look for, is something usable, you know. So just running off of this Kacher here, off of 12 volts. Now you could imagine, well, actually it's not 12, it's 18 volts. So you can imagine what 24 or 50 volts or 60 volts would do. But I'm about ready to blow this bulb out right here. I'm just putting it on there, and hopefully I don't blow it out, because they're kind of hard to come by. These were brought to me from the States, and I gutted them and hooked up the diode bridges to them. Okay, well, I'm going to take this off for a second, if I don't get shocked all to hell. And you can see that I can take this bulb. It's just hooked up to the output, the grenade output. And it does pretty well. Now when I hook it up to the ground, like over here, of course it brightens up quite a bit. There. So, but this is just connected to the grenade output here in the back, where that yellow wire comes in. There, I can put this light on there so you can see. It's just one of the outputs of the rectified signal. I've got this bridge rectifier over here hidden in the back there somewhere, and so it rectifies the output of the grenade. And so anyway, that's what I've been playing with. So if I turn this off, and well, you can see the difference between, let's see if I can get it here, like a 25-watt bulb, which is this one here, and when I connect this up to the ground, getting kind of zapped here. So you can see, well, I don't know, you really can't see, but it's pretty bright. I mean, it's a lot brighter than the 25-watt. It's just the camera blocks it out. You can't really see the effect. But it's pretty nice. Anyway, I'm going to take this off. Jesus, it's blinding. You don't even want to look at it. Put it over there. And I'm going to, let's see what happens if I hook this up. So this is a some kind of arc light. I don't know if it's mercury or which one it is exactly. But it lights up, and then that spot in the middle is the actual arc. And the longer I hold this thing, the lighter it gets and the brighter it gets, and it doesn't have quite enough power to really fire it up all the way, but gets pretty close. And it's kind of interesting, the light that it gives off. It's about 27 what is it? I forget the measurements of the color factor. But anyway, you see it's getting lighter. Now this, like I said, is 18 volts. I'd probably need about 50 to really kick this in, but this is a 220 volt bulb. It's not 110 like we have here, but it's 220, and it's 250 watt. So you can see it getting a little brighter and a little brighter, and probably after a minute or two it heats up the gas inside and cranks out some usable light. But anyway, I still have this other guy. This other guy was still hooked up here. So you can see the difference in light. Different lights, you know, they do different things. But thought I'd show you that. It's sort of an interesting effect when it's grounded here. Let's see if I can do it again. It's kind of got to balance it. But there it goes. See, I'll move the camera away so you can kind of see what it looks like the first second that I move it back. It's bright. You can't look at it. If I shine the camera there, you can't see anything, but you can't even look at it. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that. Just playing around with this thing here, waiting for my parts to come in and stuff. And you can see that. Let's see if I hold this other tube up here. You can see that it lights it all right, and that's with this other light going. You know, I don't know. It's hard to see if it actually affects it. Hardly even affects it because I'm holding it down and I can't shine them both. But it hardly even affects it. I mean, putting this other one up on top here. So I think I can put several of these guys on. Now I'm running on 18 volts. I forget how many amps. It's several amps. Might be 4 amps or something like that. But doesn't mean it's using it all. It's probably only drawing like, you know, an amp, I would think. But this sucker is really nice and bright. That's the good part about it. I want to get some more of the filament bulbs because they're supposedly even more economical and so forth, and they already come installed in series for higher voltages and stuff. It's better than the parallel mounted 4 volt LEDs. You got to give them 4 volts or 3.5 or whatever they're happy with. But with these, you can jack up the voltage, and with this diode loop, it doesn't take that much current to get them to fire up real nice. So anyway, I thought I'd show you that. Don't want to bore anybody. That's what I've been playing with. Well, thanks for watching, guys.